Namaste. On behalf of Arya Pratni Sabha America and all the Arya Samaj community across North America, I extend my heartiest congratulations and greetings for the Hindu Heritage Month. I congratulate VHP America for organizing this event of unity and making us all feel proud of our rich heritage. गर्व से कहिए कि मैं हिंदू हूं। नमस्ते।
Namaste from Kona. We are excited to join this historic moment where hundreds of Hindu organizations, big and small, are coming together to celebrate October as Hindu Heritage Month, a month full of festivities, events, programs, and initiatives aimed at showcasing our rich and vibrant culture and sharing the message of peace, harmony, and mutual respect with our fellow Americans, friends, colleagues, co-workers, etc. I congratulate the Vishwa Hindu Parishad of America for spearheading this important initiative, as well as helping organizations come together, whether it's temples, spiritual groups, cultural groups, linguistic groups, and everybody else, to celebrate in unity and in solidarity. Namaste.
Gita Wise is very happy to be part of the Hindu Heritage Month, during which we celebrate the pious, precious, and eternal Hindu culture. It is exciting to showcase the richness of this culture while getting to know the principles and ideologies of Sanatana Dharma. It's an excellent opportunity for the entire world to witness the ideologies of Vasudhaiva Kutumbam. Come, join us and deep dive into this rich culture while embracing openness, purposefulness, and experiencing divinity.
Namaste. On behalf of the Hindu American Foundation, I'd like to congratulate the Vishwa Hindu Parishad of America for the inauguration of Hindu Heritage Month. I'm Isan Katir, the Hindu American Foundation California Advocacy Director, and this is especially gratifying because here in California we've played a key role in Hindu Awareness and Appreciation Month resolutions for the past 7 years, since 2013, sponsored by Assemblymember Ash Kalra again this year. So all best wishes from HAF.
Hindu Speakers Bureau is proud to sponsor HHM. Hindu represent one of the newest and fastest growing communities in the West. We are rock solid by family structure and love for education. We have great scriptures. We have vibrant art, dance, music, yoga, meditation, mindfulness, Ayurveda, and of course, great delicious food for this month-long October celebration. Enjoy.
Namaste. Hindus of Greater Houston takes pride in jointly celebrating the Hindu Heritage Month. Let's turn our focus and make this a collective effort to encourage Hindu youth, engage in selfless service and educate all by voicing Sanatan Dharma and its values.
Namaste. My name is Arnav, and I'm the president of Hindu Students Council. On behalf of HSC, I'm so excited for our organization to be part of this year's Hindu Heritage Month in October. Our students celebrate so many festivals in the month of October, including Diwali, Navratri, and Durga Puja. And it's going to be an incredibly exciting time for them to now be able to celebrate this as part of a broader community effort to share our beautiful Hindu heritage with our peers, university administrators, professors, and the broader community. On October 7th, Hindu Students Council and Mission Bindi are partnering to host World Bindi Day as part of Hindu Heritage Month. What better way is there to celebrate our identity, our civilizational heritage, and the struggle that we've faced for millennia than by celebrating the Bindi, which is an ancient symbol of our Hindu identity and one that really depicts the challenges that Hindus have faced and what we've endured for thousands of years. So I invite all of you to join us in Hindu Heritage Month and specifically for World Bindi Day on October 7th, which is the first day of Navratri. Namaste all and happy Hindu Heritage Month.
Vishwa Hindu Parishad call to celebrate the month of October as Hindu Heritage Month is very timely, and Hindu Swayamsevak Sangh will be participating with enthusiasm. We always celebrate Vijayadashmi as our foundation day. In our shakhas spread out all over US, 250 of those, will be gathering all men, women, children, and will be inviting local communities in front of Bhagavad Dhwaj and will celebrate Vijayadashmi. In addition, Seva Diwali, mixing concept of Seva with Diwali, will be another highlight. Hindu communities in our 100 cities, Hindu Swayamsevak Sangh will be coordinating a drive collecting dry food, canned food, and donating it to the local pantries. So this year, this will be extended to 100 cities.
Hindu Women's Network is proud to be part of the Hindu Heritage Month celebration during the month of October. Let's all awaken the Shakti within. Hinduism has always worshipped female divinity in form of Shakti. Let's be the Durga, a symbol of strength and courage, standing up for justice, love and protection. Namaskar.
It is great to know that October 2021 is Hindu Heritage Month. On the 7th of October, the first day of Navratri, with blessings from Devi, we are celebrating World Bindi Day, when we all Hindus show our solidarity in recognizing, preserving, and celebrating the Bindi, the fundamental icon of our Hindu identity. Since ages, the Bindi was part of our ethos, part of our resilience. Time for us to come together and celebrate this unique aspect of our Dharma.
Namaskar, this is Ramaswamy from PleaseForYou.com. It's indeed been a great milestone for Hindus in US and globally. Thank you to all the US state and federal governments that have recognized Hindu Heritage Month. This is not only a win for the generation of Hindus abroad, but lays foundation for the next generation onwards to continue practicing Hinduism and improve their quality of lives. Distance from homeland should not erase our cultural values and core of who we are. Thank you to each of you. You are the messengers of peace, love and brotherhood. Finally, messengers of Hinduism. God bless. Thank you. Namaskar.
This is Renee Lynn, Voice for India, and I am so proud that states, city, towns all across the United States of America are honoring Hindu Heritage Month during the whole month of October. This is a beautiful and powerful movement. Hindutva stands for Hinduness. Hindutva stands for humanity. Hindutva stands for global peace. Hindutva stands for the Bhagavad Gita. This is India's ancient Hindu text of spiritual wisdom that we all can learn from. This is Hindutva. This is Hinduism. This is humanity. This is global peace. Please, everybody, be proud of your Hindu heritage and take part in the whole month of October to spread this beautiful, peaceful, global humanity across the world. Thank you. Namaste.
Support a Child, SAC, a project of World Hindu Council of America, is very pleased and honored to be part of Hindu Heritage Month in October. On behalf of SAC team, we wish this event to be very successful, and I hope the Hindu Heritage Month is being celebrated year after year.
Namaste. On this auspicious occasion of the beginning of Hindu Heritage Month in USA, I would like to invoke a Hindu mantra that Seva International has been working with. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukh bhag bhavet. May everyone be happy and healthy. My name is Ashwani Garg, and I serve as a Vice President in the national team of Seva International USA. Seva International is a Hindu faith-based charity organization, and it is engaged in serving humanity in distress. We are inspired by the Hindu values such as Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam and work with a view that the whole world is one family. Seva International is closely working in partnership with hundreds of dharmic organizations. We look forward to working with you in serving humanity. Together, we serve better. Namaste.
Celebrating October as Hindu Heritage Month is the reflection of Hindu value systems practiced by the Hindu communities across the globe, which in general thinks and acts for the welfare of everyone around. One of the oldest civilizations on the planet has a lot to offer with the current world in the form of festivals, knowledge on food and spices, unity in cultural diversity, and most importantly, the spiritual heritage. Texas Goshala is a platform to celebrate these cultural variations and connect our communities to experience the golden heritage through cows, farming, and various programs for spiritual elevation.
Namaste, this is Vidya Nahar. Hearty congratulations and best wishes from all of us at Vyayam Balodyan and Icon Shakti on the launch of October as the Hindu Heritage Month in America. May you succeed in your mission of uniting all the Dharma organizations, spreading the awareness about Hindu heritage and culture, and raising voice on issues of social concern. Namaste.
नवानि देहि। प्रेम से बोलो भगवान श्री कृष्ण चंद्र की जय।
Jai.
Thank you. I hope it's working now.
Apparently, it's not. We tried
So
to
let
get
me,
it.
I have a quick update. Apologize for interrupting. The quick update is that we are going to our plan B, and our plan B is that
Audio
everyone
just
go to
got fixed up. We restarted the audio driver. Audio just got fixed up in all sources.
No one can hear anything.
Okay, perfect. Then we can start now.
Yes, I'm getting messages that it's working now. People can hear.
Perfect. All right, then
Bhagwan ji helped.
Namaste, everyone. Thank you very much for your patience. Thank you very much for joining. And the next thing to be fixed, Ashok ji, is the watermark logo on the right hand side. It should be the Hindu Heritage Month logo and not our channel logo. So please fix that as well. I hope everyone can hear me. And so I can get started. So thank you once again. Namaste. Thank you for joining. And I really, truly admire everyone's patience and bearing with us while we fix the technical issues. I apologize, and I once again for the technical glitches. And I want to once again emphasize that this is not a VHP America program. This is a program that is a partnership of over 100 Hindu organizations, many of them on our already on the hindumonth.org website, many of them still signing up, but it's a collaborative program for everyone. And now I'll take my 40 seconds that I've been allocated now that I'm through that. So for thousands of years, we have celebrated the festivals of great spiritual and cultural significance in our Hindu dharma, Hindu culture. Today, we are adding another festival in the Hindu calendar, and that is the Hindu Heritage Month. The essence of Hindu Heritage Month is to celebrate the Hindu contributions in every aspect of the life, from art and science and medicine and technology, entrepreneurship, and of course, spirituality. Okay, the essence of Hindu Heritage Month is to celebrate the idealism of Sri Ram. The essence of Hindu Heritage Month is to celebrate dharma that Sri Krishna taught us in Bhagavad Gita. The essence of Hindu Heritage Month is to celebrate the annihilation of evil by Kali Mata, and the knowledge given by Saraswati Devi. The essence of Hindu Heritage Month is to celebrate the sacrifice of Dadichi. The essence of Hindu Heritage Month is equanimity that was taught by Bhagwan Mahavir, and the essence of Hindu Heritage Month is the tranquility that was taught by Gautam Buddha. The essence of Hindu Heritage Month is the defense of Hindu Dharma as exemplified by Guru Gobind Singh. And the essence of Hindu Heritage Month is the struggle for equality that Dr. Ambedkar taught us. The essence of Hindu Heritage Month is espousal of truth by Mahatma Gandhi, and it is the sense of Hindu unity that was instilled among all the Hindus by Dr. Hedgewar. The essence of Hindu Heritage Month is the selfless service of our sadhus, our sadhvis, and the pracharaks who work in this society. The essence of Hindu Heritage Month is the compassion that saints, or today's saints, like Mata Amritanandamayi, the Hindu education that was propagated in America by likes of Swami Chinmayananda, the non-violence and education by Muni Sushil Kumar in America, and the mandirs that have been built by the BAPS organization, and the Kriya Yoga and the yoga in general that is taught by Sri Sri Ravi Shankar and Sadhguru and all the other saints of today. The essence of Hindu Heritage Month is the essence of Hindu Dharma. And the essence of Hindu Heritage Month is the tattva of Hindu Dharma for this millennium and many millennia to come. With that, I welcome everyone to Hindu Heritage Month, inaugural Hindu Heritage Month of 2021, the first in many that are yet to follow. Thank you and namaste.
Amitabh, you're next.
You're on mute.
You're on mute.
Namaste to my family and honored guests from across the globe. It is a very humbling moment. And my duty is outreach and support for Hindu Heritage Month. And I'm going to start with the shlokas Om Purnamida Purnamidam Purnat Purnamuduchyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. And the other one that I really, really like about our dharma is Aham Brahmasmi. With that is this energy that all of us can take this message of the Sanatana Hindu Dharma to across the globe. And we're starting this idea of Hindu Heritage Month started in January 2021 with 2 people. And today we have thousands in attendance and hundreds of organizations joining. We hope by the next year, we'll reach to all 1 billion Hindus across the globe. I would like to all of us to join and spread the word of Hindu Heritage Month. Join the movement on hindumonth.org. And please also, don't forget, there is a donate button there. Dharmansh ke bina kuch nahi hota. Dharmasya moolam artham, right? So we need support. We need you to spread the word. We need to join the movement, do the programs everywhere, and celebrate. We just want to celebrate our heritage. We are a thousands of year old heritage behind us, strength behind us, and we are complete in ourselves. So that is the strength we carry. So like from 2 to thousands and from thousands to billions. Dhanyavad.
Thank you, Amitabhji. Namaste, everyone. Sanjay ji.
Oh, Jayji, you are muted now.
Sorry. Namaste, everyone. And thank you, Amitabhji. And Sanjay ji, if I take my more than 40-second allotted time, consider that my personal technical glitch, but we'll carry on. So we started moving to US and Canada in mid-60s. After establishing a good financial base for our families and guiding our next generation to be model citizens of their adopted land, it was clearly time for us, for the 4 million strong Hindu community in North America, to talk about its rich cultural heritage, rooted in the principle of dharma. It was this simple thought that gave birth to the concept of Hindu Heritage Month. I feel truly honored and privileged to be given the task of helping organize this effort along with my team members. Diversity and inclusiveness being the core pillars of the Hindu ethos, we decided to model this month-long celebration on the principle of open architecture, which means all organizations with dharmic value system are welcome to be our partners. All partners are free to celebrate, hold events in their own way, on their own time, and come together and share and celebrate our shared culture. We are truly gratified to have more than 50 organizations already registered and many more ready to join. And I just feel truly gratified with that. With that, I'll close my remarks and thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you, Jayji. Namaskar to everybody. As we know, the Hindu philosophy traveled to other parts of the world, not by the power of sword, but by the sheer power of its thoughts and ideas. When Vivekananda addressed the Parliament of Religions in 1893, he began with 5 words: brothers and sisters of America. On hearing this, all present there stood up on their feet and clapped non-stop for 2 minutes. It signified Hindus are not about I, me, or myself. Instead, Hindus believe in Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, meaning all world is one family. It is our duty to share these beautiful concepts with all. The purpose of celebrating October as Hindu Heritage Month is twofold. Number 1, to engage non-Indians and non-Hindus and educate them about our culture, about our heritage, and about our philosophy. The second part is to engage and educate and connect our next generations to their roots and have them feel proud of their heritage. That's what
Sanjay ji got muted.
You are on mute.
Over to you, Monica.
Thank you, Sanjay sir. Thank you for enlightening us about the details and purpose of the month-long celebration event. Now, I would like to call our next speaker, Shri Sanjay Saxena ji. Sanjay ji is a volunteer of Gayatri Parivar and runs a spiritual ministry in Vedic tradition with his wife, Sangeeta Saxena. Additionally, Sanjay ji is a life coach and a motivational speaker who also volunteers at Hindu Student Council chapters. An alumni of IIT Roorkee, he works for a multinational life science company. Sanjay ji will share how Hindu philosophy is a gift to the world. Over to you, Sanjay ji.
Namaste. Perhaps never before has there been a greater need for the mankind to reflect on the Hindu heritage that offers the agile and adaptive framework of all-inclusive human excellence. The term Sanskriti alone can express this exceptionally profound gift for humanity from the Hindu heritage. This fusion of Sam with Kriti becomes Sanskriti, as Sam signifies an all-pervading expansiveness with a sense of equilibrium. So Sanskriti is the Kriti or creation that is embracing Sam or universality. Therefore, Sanskriti by nature is totally uplifting for all people in all places at all times. Hindu Sanskriti upholds this promise to infuse, inspire and enhance inclusive human excellence. Therefore, the Hindu heritage nurtures the qualities that bind and bring together the world by infusing cordiality, friendship and affection for the world as a family. That's why Hindu Sanskriti continues to flourish through the millennia as a natural choice of the mankind in search of human excellence, where even moksha is not out of bound. Yajurved mantra Sa Prathama Sanskritir Vishwavara defines Sanskriti as the pioneering and all-embracing model which inspires all people for generous giving. This first or Prathama Sanskriti nurtures all with an uninterrupted passion for sharing their auspicious abundance to the whole world. Such a versatile Sanskriti, having global footprints, is rooted in the Indian subcontinent, the Bharatvarsh, so it's popularly known as the Hindu heritage also, which is synonymous with the Vedic Sanskriti, Rishi Sanskriti, Bharatiya Sanskriti and Dev Sanskriti. Hindu heritage transforms an individual into the free-spirited knowledge seeker. Hindu Sanskriti endows its seekers with the unlimited freedom of inquiry in a truly empowering republic of free thought. Vedic Sanskriti enables a versatile, open source, open architecture platform of total life cycle management for achieving human excellence enriched on the robust foundations of Varnashram Dharma. Dev Sanskriti is the kernel of a vast set of life transforming processes and technologies that offer rich toolkit, including but not limited to the Yoga, Yajna, Pranayam, Dhyan, Sadhana, Kirtan, Mandir, Murti, Mantra, Tantra, Tirth, Shruti, Smriti, Itihas, Puran, Darshan, Ayurved, Jyotish, Vastu, Sangeet, Sanskrit, Parivar, Sanskar, Sanskriti, art, architecture, and you can name more. This also includes a diversity of festivals and pluralistic traditions that honor divine in the nature. Hindu Sanskriti is the living embodiment of experiences like Vasudha Kutumbakam. Never forget that the Sanskriti is a lived experience, so Sanskriti is not available for borrowing and Sanskriti cannot be imported either. Therefore, as the inheritors of this priceless Sanskriti, we must totally commit ourselves to protect, preserve and share generously our Hindu heritage for a better world, so that this Vishwabhara Sanskriti can unleash the conditions of Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina for the humanity here and now. ओम शांति। हिंदी में एक वाक्य। इस देव संस्कृति दिग्विजय अभियान की शुरुआत जो हो रही है उसमें आपकी आहुतियां बढ़ चढ़ कर शामिल हों, इसी प्रार्थना के साथ नमस्कार।
Thank you, Saxena ji, for providing us with the knowledge on philosophy of Hinduism and its Sanskriti. Now, I would like to call upon Sri Sanjay Kaul to introduce the next lineup of speakers. Over to you, Sanjay ji. You're on mute.
Thank you, Monica, and namaskar again. It's my honor and privilege to coordinate the next section. I would like at this point to request Sri Prahlad Kesi to introduce our first chief guest, His Excellency Ambassador Dr. Yuba Raj Kathiwara. Mr. Prahlad is a dedicated supporter of Hindu cause and is the Honorable Consul General of Nepal based in Boston, Honorary Consul General of Nepal based in Boston. Over to you, Prahladji. Please unmute yourself, and also Ambassador Kathiwada, please unmute yourself.
Thank you, Sanjayji, for your kind introduction. I'm very humble and very proud to be part of this Hindu Heritage Month, and also giving me a great task and a humble task to introduce His Excellency, Ambassador of Nepal to the USA, Dr. Yuvraj Kathiwada. I don't know how to start his introduction, but I will do my best. He has an extensive background in economy, finance, and planning. He has been a vice chair of the National Planning Commission, and he has been a governor of Nepal's central bank. In the past, he has served in countries many positions in a capacity of ministers, such as Minister of Finance, Minister of Information and Communication. He was also the spokesman of the government of Nepal. Now, currently, as Ambassador of Nepal to the USA in Washington, D.C. Your Excellency, we welcome you. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Prahladji, for your kind introduction. Above all, I am a Hindu person. So I think that's the most relevant thing to be joining this event today. Thank you all, the organizers, having invited me to this great event, first of its kind. Let me extend my best wishes for the grand success of this event. I take this opportunity also to greet all the Hindus for the upcoming Navaratra, Vijaya Dashami, Diwali, and Tihar, we call it, along with other festivals of this year. I commend Vishwa Hindu Parishad for organizing this event at the eve of the greatest Hindu festival of the year. For me, religion is about values of life and living, that some of the speakers have already addressed to. It is an ideal for living with humanity while respecting all living beings, adopting non-violence and tolerance in daily life, and working for peace in a civilized human world. Religion is our belief. Religion is our way of life. In this sense, it is a body of spiritual knowledge about how we should live and put in self-discipline our lives according to the best of the moral and spiritual values. It thus denotes virtue, morality, honesty, giving, and spiritual practices for fostering peaceful world order and putting our souls at peace. A person who practices any sacred faith is following some family, community, or social values as living law, which bars a person from indulging in immoral, unethical, or violent acts that hurt all living beings. Religion thus, for me, establishes some social and moral norms of society, our conduct, and a feeling of togetherness. All the Santa Mahanta and all the scholars, their distinguished personalities. I understand that Hinduism, covering nearly 1/6 of the global population, is one of the world's oldest resilient and continuing religion. It is a composite religion as it contains many traditions that have been evolved over time as religions in themselves. I also know that its oldest beliefs and practices are rooted in prehistory, which dates back to thousands of years. I understand that Hinduism has its own faith, but doesn't seek to change the faith of others. It acknowledges the existence of other faith-based religions. By conceiving Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, Hindus regard the world as a big family and believe to coexist with people of other faith. In essence, it is an open religion with no dogma or strict rules. I believe that every person is free to choose his or her values and faith. It is a human right issue as well. In this context, I would like to express my concern over some of the forceful conversions taking place in religion. We should ensure that religious conversions should not take place under certain greed, compulsion, silent threat, or pretext for better life. Often we have seen illiterate, poor, deprived, and socially excluded people converted through unethical means. We should avoid all kind of push and pull factors behind such conversion. Distinguished panelists and participants, this 21st century has a lot of social and economic disorders. They are often intertwined, and of course, a lost or material well-being is threatening sustainable peace, social harmony, and a secure future for coming generations. Now we realize that the present day over-encroachment over nature is not sustainable. In this regard, I like the Hindu concept of worshipping the earth, water, air, fire, and space. These elements are foundations of an interconnected circular flow of life, and we can achieve sustainable human development by conserving, harnessing, and protecting the nature. Respect of nature can thus be seen as a manifestation of a responsible development practice as well. This would eventually serve the humanity and avoid disasters and pandemics like the ones we have been facing in the recent years. As somebody has said, there is no religion in the world higher than humanity. We should now accept that we should live our religions as members of civilized, humane, and respectful global humanity. For me, through religion with humanity, we can satisfy our soul and make building blocks of compassion, love, and respect to each other's heart. Finally, let me reiterate that upholding moral and ethical values of daily life, giving or donations for a cause, and thus helping the needy ones, treating everybody equally without any kind of discrimination, and showing kindness to all human beings, Hindus can contribute to the creation of peaceful societies and an egalitarian world order. Let this day motivate and capacitate all the Hindus all over the world for the accomplishment of this aspiration. I thank you all. Namaskar.
Thank you, Ambassador. Thank you for your message to the Hindu diaspora. And I'm so glad that you began by saying, I'm a Hindu and I'm proud of it. So before I go to our next guest who is present here, I would like to read out a message from His Excellency, the Ambassador of India, Sri Taranjit Singh Sandhu. He could not join us today due to a prior commitment. He has, however, sent in his message, which I shall read now. It reads as, I take this opportunity to convey my warm greetings to the community on the festive season and celebration of Hindu Heritage Month by several states in the US. The Indian diaspora in the US has made commendable efforts in showcasing the rich Indian traditions, culture, and values. The Indian American community is a pillar of strength for the India-US relations. Once again, my warmest greetings. End of message. We thank the ambassador for his warm greetings. Our next guest was supposed to be the Consul General of India, New York, but Randhir Jaiswalji, unfortunately, he had a family situation. He could not join us. In his place, we have with us Dr. Varun Jap. He is the Deputy Consul General, New York. At this point, I would like to call upon Ms. Richa Gautam to introduce the Deputy CG. Richa ji represents Coalition of Hindu of North America, KOHNA. And KOHNA is an organizing partner of this event with us. Richa ji, floor is yours. Richa ji, please unmute yourself.
Yes, I'm unmuted. Thank you so much, Sanjay ji. It is always an honor and privilege to have representation from the Indian consulate, just as the Indian American diaspora is. Just want to make sure the spotlight has been changed. I'm just seeing Sanjay ji.
It's you.
Okay, good. Sorry about that. I'll just restart. So it's always an honor and privilege to have representation from the Indian consulate, just as the Indian American diaspora is a bridge between India and the United States. For us, the Indian consulate is also a bridge between the two countries. We are honored today to have Dr. Varun Jap, Deputy Consul General, with us today. A medical graduate, Dr. with over a decade of experience in the Indian Foreign Service. He has served in different capacities in the Indian Embassy in Myanmar and the Indian High Commission in Malaysia. In between his overseas assignment, Dr. Varun Jap served in New Delhi at the Ministry of External Affairs and was involved in administrative and human resource management of India's diplomatic corps. He has recently joined the Indian Consulate in New York last month, and I take this opportunity to welcome Dr. Jap to the United States, to the great city of New York, and to our inaugural ceremony of the first ever Hindu Heritage Month in the United States. Thank you so much, Dr. Jap. The floor is yours. Welcome.
Thank you so much. My namaskar to all the honorable guests. It is my privilege to join the distinguished panelists, guests, and our Hindu brothers and sisters from around the globe for this inaugural ceremony of the Hindu Heritage Month. Today, Dashmi Shraddha marks the beginning of a month of celebrations for Hindus as we eagerly wait for festivals like Navratra, Dashera, Tula Sakranti, Ahui Ashtami, and then Diwali, Govardhan, and Chhath Puja soon thereafter. Declaration of October as the Hindu Heritage Month is a recognition and acknowledgement of the remarkable contribution of Hinduism through its unique philosophy and Sanatani values. This auspicious moment serves as a special opportunity to celebrate India's diverse culture and rich heritage. This is an ideal platform to showcase the unparalleled diversity and ethos of compassion, peace, harmony, pursuit of knowledge, and sacrifice, which are fundamental elements of our civilization. We must share all our recognized domains of cultural heritage, such as oral traditions and expressions, performing arts, rituals, festive events, and social practices with the world, and equally importantly, share it with our younger generation for them to be better aware of their millennia-old heritage and take pride in their roots. I extend my heartiest congratulations and compliment the passion and commitment of all the organizations and everyone associated with this timely and meaningful initiative of honoring the multitude of our intangible heritage and diverse cultural traditions. I thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you all. Namaskar.
Thank you, Varunji. That was a very wonderful message to the Hindu diaspora. Moving on, let me now break the monotony of speeches and go to somebody with instruments. Music instruments have been an integral part of Hindu heritage. Many of our beloved forms of God are often accompanied by a musical instrument. Goddess Saraswati with her veena is one example. What do musical instruments signify? Let us hear that from Pandit Abhay Sopori, followed by a santur performance by him. The santur maestro and composer Abhay Rustam Sopori represents the Sopori Sufiana Gharana of Kashmir. Abhay has the honor of being the only contemporary composer of India whose composition has been conducted by the legendary maestro Zubin Mehta. Abhay has more than 50 album releases to his credit. He has composed and introduced 3 new ragas named Rag Nirmal Tones, Rag Mahakali, and Rag Sharda, which have been very well received by the music connoisseurs and critics around the globe. Abhay, the floor is yours. Please unmute yourself.
My namaskar to everyone. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
It's a great pleasure and honor for me to be part of this inauguration of this inaugural program of the very great initiative. And my gratitude to you, Sanjay ji, for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts and music. Nada Dinam Jagat. The entire universe the nature actually survives, generates, and dissolves with sound. And so deep is the ocean that Naad Sagar Aprampar Saraswati Ajuhu Karat Tumb ke Aadhar Par. Even Ma Saraswati crosses this ocean of sound with the help of a veena. The imagination of the divine is such a big phenomenon in the life of a man. A cosmic flow of consciousness that the man had gradually realized has no beginning, no end. The idea of God is in fact the existence of the being of immortal consciousness. When any primordial sage must have imagined it, he must have experienced that with this cosmic consciousness or the unbroken flow of consciousness of time and nothing before, then he must have considered it as the creator power of the universe. Later, with the aim of communicating this mystical secret to the common people, God started being depicted in simple words, mantras, idol crafts, and pictures. The human cause of this formless and eternal and ultimate truth has been a personification. In the Indian Sanatan context, there is a goddess form of our God who is the mother of the universe. She is the truth, cure, mercy, and she is the ocean of compassion. To express this, the sages said that she is quadrilateral and different weapons, objects were shown in different hands. Conch, the shank, mace, sword, bow and arrow, lotus, Swadarshan chakra, and musical instruments. And all these symbols of deep thought, which are metaphors, we all need in our lives. So as we talk about music, our gods and goddesses have different musical instruments in their hands. So Lord Shiva with Damru, Lord Ganesha with the Mridang, Ma Sharda with the Shatatantri Veena, that is the Santur, which happens to be my family instrument. Ma Saraswati plays the Veena, Sri Krishna plays the Vansi, God Vishnu plays the Shank, and likewise. Similarly, Narad Muni plays the Narad Veena. So some deities related to some musical instrument or the other. Now, music is hidden in the paraconsciousness in nature, that is in the ultimate universe, as if there would be an anhat within us. And these different musical instruments reveal its melodiousness through it. Music creates supreme virtue, ultimate peace, ultimate happiness in the atmosphere, in our lives, in the lives of the people, then in the lives of in the life of a nation, and thus breaking the boundaries and transforms this world into one family, what we call as Vasudev Kutumbakam, as said in the Maha Upanishad. Even Acharya Abhinav Gupta mentioned his instrument as Naad Veena, which generated huge sounds, huge Naad, which is basically Santur in itself. The life is a God's creation through this Naad, through this sound, and we are particles of this sound. I have recorded my brief Santur recital. The objective was so that you get a little bit better quality. The moment we go into instruments, we don't get very good quality online. So I recorded it beforehand. Please enjoy. I'm presenting some nuances of my style, the Sopori Baj, which is my father's style, and followed by some chand patterns, which is a very special feature of our style, in which you will see some beautiful shades of melodic and rhythmic combinations. And it's with the accompaniment of Pakhavaj by Rishi Shankar Upadhyay, my musician, which is another Mangal Vadya. So please enjoy, and thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Namaskar.
Thank you, Abhay. Ashokji, please play number 8.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Abhay Sopori, and he enlightened us with the significance of the instruments in the Hindu traditions, and also with that mesmerizing performance we just saw. I am sure it must have touched every listener's heart. I saw many of the panelists enjoying it here. Now, I would like to call on Monica Gupta back to stage to coordinate the next session. Monica, please unmute yourself.
Thank you. Thank you, Sanjay. Our next three speakers will take us on a journey to our past, where we came from and where we are headed. Our first speaker in this section is Swami Viganandaji. After the dust had settled on the first wave of immigrants, we suddenly find ourselves challenged by the lack of attention we have paid to our Sanskriti. Swamiji will shed some light on those challenges. For those who don't know, Swamiji currently serves VHP Bharat as its Joint General Secretary and is the founder and chairman of World Hindu Foundation. He is also the chief organizer of World Hindu Congress. Swamiji, please share your thoughts.
Namaste, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hindu society in North America, especially in United States of America and Canada, is celebrating Hindu Heritage Month. In Hindu tradition, important festivals starting from Navratri, Bathukamma in Telangana, Durga Puja, Vijayadashmi, Sad Purnima, Balmiki Jayanti, Karwa Chauth. In Andhra Pradesh, it is called Atlakadde, Dhanteras, Kali Puja, Deepavali, Mahavir Jayanti, Govardhan Puja, Annakot, Ayadu, Chhat Puja, Skanda Sashti. In Tamil, it is called Kanda Sashti, Dev Deepavali, and many more regional level of festival comes within 35 days of the period. Several states of United States of America have signed a proclamation for October as a Hindu Heritage Month. noting that Hindu society has contributed greatly to America to its unique history and heritage. It is recognition of the Hindu identity in North America. My best wishes to Hindu sisters and brothers in North America for celebrating October as a Hindu Heritage Month. I'm traveling annually across the continent and the world for last 23 years. I observed that Hindu migrate to any country, the first generation takes their own time in settling, provides best education to their children, and set up a small association to keep the culture and tradition alive. The association like Indian Association, Nepalese Association, Sri Lankan Association, language-based association, regional association, and some religious and denominational associations. I have observed the same process in the United States of America. First generation of Hindu formed Indian Association and organized cultural festivals and functions. Hindu identity in North America was not visible. Second generation built on their strong foundation of good education and become successful in the diverse profession and gain prosperity and build big Hindu temples. This Hindu Parishad under the leadership of Dr. Mahesh Mehta started organizing Hindu conference in America, beginning in 1984, Madison Square Garden in New York. That started shaping Hindu identity in United States of America, followed by Hindu Student Council presence on university campuses. This is how Hindu identity became visible and strengthened in the USA and Canada. For the last 50 years of Hindu immigrants in the United States of America, Hindu have contributed immensely to the economy, science, technology, innovation, engineering, education, health services, trade and commerce, and many more areas. Hindu Heritage Month is recognition of their contribution in America. Hindu society with the success in economy and other diverse fields has entered into third generation in North America. Success also brings challenges. Presently, Hindu society in North America is facing organized challenges. Our detractors in academia and media are well organized and entrenched. They are creating a negative perception of Hindu society in America. I am afraid if Hindu society is not able to correct this perception and defeat the detractor, then hard work and gain of the previous two generations will be wasted. The negative perception of community has adversely impacted their existence. The Jewish community in Germany and Europe suffered Holocaust because they ignored the negative portrayal of Jewish community and paid heavy prices. Hindu society in North America need to invest in the building of educational institutions. Hindu society in America has built hundreds of big temples, unfortunately not a single credible educational institution. Hindu society also need to invest in academia, especially in the humanities such as Hindu study, Southeastern study, Indology, history, social sciences, communication, etc. And encourage their children to join these fields. Hindu society should support them with the resources. There is a popular saying, one who controls the communication, controls the mind of the people. Academia influence media. Media create perception. And perception become reality. Unfortunately, Hindu community has not learned from the past. We have seen the partition of Bharat. Hindu community was prosperous in present-day Pakistan, Sindh, Punjab, and present-day Bangladesh. Hindu who have migrated to USA from the Pakistan and Bangladesh after partition has not learned. Hindu community in Africa was prosperous and flourishing. One day they find their world is ups and down. 3 generations of accumulated prosperity lost. They have to leave their country as a refugee in Europe and America. Now in America, they are very successful in business, but not learning from the American experiences. Hindu community in Caribbean and Fiji were also flourishing and their world also changed overnight. They become refugees and immigrants in USA, Canada, UK, New Zealand, Australia. They are also not ready to learn the lesson. Hindu society need to come out from their comfort zone of tan, ghanti, puja, mandir, ashram, katha, pravachan, dance and drama. I am not against all these, but these are not only important aspects of attention of a Hindu community. We need to think beyond our comfort zone. When a community is facing organized challenges, one cannot face individually. Community need to organize. When Hindu detractors are organized, Hindu to organize themselves to mount organized response. Often I am asked a question, when Hindu will be shown respect in the world? My answer is simple. The Hindu society will command the world respect only when its present generation and next generation work hard intelligently, using their mind resources in the right direction. Hindu society needed to organize and fight like a mechanized army, where infantry units are well supported by armored personal carrier, infantry, fighting vehicle, artillery, signal corps, supply corps, and then only victories ensued in the battlefield. If only infantry is fighting, then 100% chances of losing the battle. Presently, Hindu society is not fighting like a mechanized force with their tractor. The last, I want to remind the few lines from the poetry of great poet Ramdhari Singh Dinkar. समर शेष है, शपथ धर्म की लाना है, समर शेष है, नहीं पाप का भागी केवल ब्याज, जो तटस्थ है समय लिखेगा उसके भी अपराध. I don't know how to translate fully the deeper meaning of Hindu poetry in English, but I will try to convey the essence of the poetry. The battle is on, the enemy is organized, less number of defenders are fighting with their all strength and spirit. A large number of people from the side of defender watching this battle indifferently. When history will be written about this battle, not only the enemy will be blamed, but also those who are watching indifferently. Once again, my best wishes to Hindu community in North America and all the Karyakarta and organization involved in the organizing and celebrating Hindu Heritage Month. Namaste.
Thank you, Swamiji, for sharing your views with us. Our next speaker is Shri Sushil Pandit. In the spirit of looking back, he will talk about the last 1,000 years of Hindu society, their challenges and mistakes in our survival and evolution. Shri Pandit is a scholar, a historian, and a person who speaks his mind. Sushilji is a well-known Kashmir activist and a scholar of the Kashmir conflict. He's one of the most sought-after political program panelists of Indian media. Panditji is the co-founder of the Roots in Kashmir, an initiative to raise public awareness on reclaiming roots that identify Kashmiri Pandit. Over to you, Panditji.
Sushilji, unmute yourself.
Pranam to Vedji, Swamiji, and everyone present. And thank you so much, Sanjayji, for inviting me over. I greet all my fellow Hindus, brothers and sisters, especially in North America, on this auspicious month of October, when a lot of festivals follow. You asked me to talk about the last 1,000 years. And earlier we were talking about the sheer flow of Hindu identity, civilization, culture through time. When you think, you wonder how far back have we come from? Our antiquity is yet to be decided. It is work in progress. We ourselves are groping about it because we have decided to read the history and the narrative of our tormentors or their proxies. Likewise, the story of our retreat in the last 1,000 years is also handed down to us by the same tormentors and their proxies. The reason why we ask ourselves this question as to who are we, where are we from, and what has happened to us is because even today, there's not a single university or institution of any reckoning where Hindu studies are being pursued, funded, and large number of bright students offering it as a discipline to pursue in their lives. I was delighted to visit the Hindu Studies, School of Hindu Studies in Oxford, in a very small, modest building, but at least there is one here in UK. Not a single university of any reckoning in India. What a shame. And today, when we fight the battle of narratives, it is this narrative that is handed down to us and we struggle with, we fumble around, and we try to find truth, try to find fragments of evidence that could tell us as to what happened. It is almost 1,310 years when the brutal assault started, 711 Common Era to be precise, when Muhammad bin Qasim, an Arab, almost a teenager at that time, leading a band of marauders and barbarians, invaded Sindh, and after repeated invasions, dislodged Raja Dahir and established the first foothold. There have been struggles, there have been valiant fights, and it took almost 480, say 5 centuries, when Delhi fell in 1192 to Muhammad Ghori from Prithviraj Chauhan. We have tales and fables. We are yet to know properly or tell our progeny what happened. And then we are told about successive dynasties culminating into Mughals, and finally a colonial onslaught. We were not only harmed materially, physically, geographically, the entire society had to suffer the trauma, the cultural genocide, which seeped down to even our spiritual traditions. In the true spirit of jihad, it was total, all-encompassing, comprehensive annihilation that any civilization could sustain. The good news is we are the only civilization that survived that assault. Every other civilization that faced this assault got obliterated. Persian civilization, Sumerian, Babylonian, Egyptian, you name it, and they couldn't survive. Some of them couldn't even survive a few decades, and we survived successive centuries of this assault. There is some innate strength that we possess. And after that, we had debilitating colonial rule, and all of them incessantly decided to dismantle our very institutions that sustained us, our gurukuls. Can you imagine, in 1192, Delhi fell, and Nalanda, which is more than 1,000 kilometers away, fell in 1198, 6 years later. The proxy historians tell us that, these marauders and barbarians used to destroy your temples because you stored your wealth there, as if being prosperous and wealthy was a sin, and keeping your wealth in temples was foolish. But Nalanda's archives and libraries had no gold. They were just manuscripts. The monks there bore no arms. They created a pyramid of skulls out of those monks, and they burnt our libraries that smoldered for months. So this was not about riches alone. It was the attack on the very heart of our civilization. Each one of our large institutions that we are today proud of, as they existed thousands, hundreds of years ago, were systematically destroyed. And what was left of decentralized system that we were, our economy, our politics, our administration, our culture was truly decentralized, down to village level. And whatever was left of it, Robert Clive went after it, systematically banning gurukuls. Entire society, which was 97, 98% literate when Europe was literate in even single digits, wasn't even literate in single digits, lived in caves. We were brought down. We were destroyed. They didn't come here because they were on a tourism trip or a pilgrimage. They came here because we were rich, we were prosperous. and they plundered us. When they left us, our share in global economy was less than 2%. Compared to when they came here, it was more than a quarter. When they left, when the colonialists left, our average age expectancy, life expectancy, was 27 years. We were struck by famines, by pandemics, epidemics, grinding poverty, malnutrition. This is how they left us, a prosperous country which was attracting people from all over the world, travelers from all over the world, seekers, students, teachers from all over the world. I'll give you an example. Kashmir was the epitome of this civilization. If we are proud of our Sanskrit heritage and its entire body of knowledge traditions, almost all of them had their origins fountainhead in Kashmir. Today, I, as a representative of the Kashmiri Hindu community, am sad to tell you, the last Kashmiri scholar, authentic Kashmiri scholar, called Pandit Neelkant Gurtu, passed away in 2008. In my community, which was the teacher of Sanskrit to rest of India, where scholars and teachers and seekers came from all over, we, the inheritors of the mantle of Acharya Abhinav Gupta, have no Sanskrit scholarship left amongst us. I must again tell you that we have, all Hindus have something called Graha Sutra. Graha Sutras are the rituals, the practices that keep your tradition, how you live as a Hindu, your living tradition. I wasn't aware of the fact that our Graha Sutras, Logakshi Graha Sutra, Kathak Shakha. The last practitioner of these Graha Sutras, Pandit Kashinath Handu, we lost him in 2012. My community has lost a tradition of these rituals and these practices. What are these Graha Sutras? Every day, 5 Maha Yagnas we do, and these Yagnas are not those rituals. This is part of our routine. For example, the most important Yagna is Rishi Yagna, which means we need to read scriptures and connect with the knowledge traditions every day. Another is Deva Yagna. We propitiate our gods and express our gratitude for sustaining us. We do Pitra Yagna, which means we pay respect to our parents, our forefathers, the ones who are living and the ones who are no more. We do Manu Yagna, we do other Yagna. So 5 of these traditions no longer practiced in my community. And this is a story of several communities across the country. I come back to the fact that it's a battle of narratives today if we have to rejuvenate, if we need to survive and thrive again. And we have turned the corner. We've turned the corner. The 1,000 years of this curse seems to be ending. We just need to energize ourselves, rediscover our roots, and turn the corner. Start with the battle of narratives. Pick up the threads, pick up the facts, build a strong argument, and go out and fight. We shall win. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Panditji, for bringing us the information that most of us were unaware of and the mistakes and challenges Hindu society has faced. Our third speaker in this section is Professor Vednanda. He will talk about why we need to celebrate Hindu Heritage Month and why it is important for Hindus to assert their identity wherever they are. Padma Bhushan recipient Professor Vednanda is a Sanchalak of HSS in American Zone. Professor Nanda is the Vice Provost at University of Denver and holds 2 named professorships at the university. Also, he serves as the director of Vednanda Center for International and Comparative Law. Professor Nanda is a legal expert who is widely published, having authored or co-authored 24 books in various fields of international law. Over to you, Professor Nanda.
Sadhana Namaskar, everyone. I am delighted to be with you. I am in a beautiful Aspen, Colorado, speaking at the Aspen Institute in the next half an hour. So I'm going to take leave of you, but I'm honored to be with you. After respected Swami Viganandaji and Sushil Panditji, so articulated elegantly about the current status of Hindus in North America. And Sushilji talked about 1,000 years. And if you permit me, he reminded me of saying that poet talked about it and said, "Sun gam ki tarane ha, sun gam ki tarane dil dahlenge, hai purjosh kahani, aur yaad nahi to yaad kara dun, tumko yaad purani." So he reminded us of 1,000 years. But I think at the same time, history is not complete unless we also know that although 1,000 years of foreign domination could not take away from us our identity. But at the same time, the question that we need to ask is, how come we, with all this strength in India, Bharat, that we fell prey to those people who were, as Sushilji said, marauders and came here with a few barbarians and took over the country. That is where, at the present time, as you look back, and I think I need to remind that in the 20th century then, 1925, when Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh began, I think that is at least one part of our history that we need to remember. And the diagnosis at that time by Dr. Hedgewar was that Hindus have never been united to stand against all these assaults. They are spiritually unexcelled in what they have done. They have done in every field, from Kalidas, look at science, look at astrology, look at astronomy. I think you name it, literature, Kalidas. Think about it. What happened? And today I simply want to mention to both Swami Viganandaji and Sushilji, and then forgive me, I had prepared some remarks, but I think I need to respond and talk in these terms. In North America today, Hindu is awake. Hindu is galvanized. You probably saw that there was an effort by some people to start dismantling Hindutva. Hindu American Foundation, Kona, Vishwa Hindu Parishad, Hindu Swayamsevak Sangh, these organizations and some other Hindu organizations stood up. But I want you to know, hundreds of thousands of people not belonging to these organizations, Hindus, they stood up. They said, we want to be counted. So Hindu is galvanized. But at the same time, I also want to mention to Swami Viganandaji and to Sushilji, you'll be very, very pleased to know that today, Hindu University of America is alive and well. In the last month, 2 individuals on their own have given $1 million each in order to see that this institution, rooted in Hindu traditions, blossoms. We have got $1 million from other people. And at the present time, we are looking at $8 million in the next year or two so that we can get accreditation. And I want you to know that in this meeting right now, respected Rajesh Shahji, respected Sumitra Gokhaleji is part of that Hindu Board of Trustees, Hindu Board of Overseers. And so at the present time, we are in this North America with all these organizations working very, very hard, 24/7. I'm sorry. Was there any? Oh, okay. I think everyone is mute. So I think I simply want to start then very briefly to say that the United States has got very rich cultural heritage. And that is because many people from around the world came, contributed, did accomplishments, and I won't go into details, but I simply want you to know that in this country, from 1968, when they started Hispanic Cultural Heritage Week, that was, again, President Lyndon Johnson. 20 years later, 1988, President Ronald Reagan made this a month. And you probably know, I did not see that, on 14th of September this year, because it is a 15th September to 15 October. That is the Hispanic Heritage Month. President Biden is the one that had presidential proclamation. And in that presidential proclamation, he said that their contributions ought to be recognized. He said that look at the present time, I've got 4 Hispanics in my cabinet. He said there are 16 agencies, Department of Labor, Department of, there are four of their cabinet posts, but at the same time, 16 agencies. And internal affairs, labor, then human services, all that. And the 16 service agencies are working in order to support the Hispanic Heritage Month. Simply to mention to you, there is Black Heritage Month. There is Native American Heritage Month. There is a Jewish Heritage Month. So I think it is the right time that this wonderful initiative has been taken. It started in 2013 with the California state celebrating it. In Toronto, in Canada, they are doing it in November. And I think this initiative, in order to see that not only in this country, but around the world, this Heritage Month is celebrated. All of you have mentioned culture, traditions, arts, festivals, all of those can be celebrated. Obviously, Hindus are doing it, are going to do it. But it's more than that. It is in this country, not only that we are going to celebrate it, we want that people around the country, universities, they celebrate it. My university celebrates several of these months. My university ought to celebrate Hindu Heritage Month in October. Similarly, I feel that around the world today, the need is obvious. I want to repeat what has been said. Hindu contributions in this country to the world throughout these centuries for thousands of years has been absolutely monumental, unexcelled. We are in terms of our own many things. We can talk about literature, we can talk about science, we can obviously talk about spirituality. And we are the ones who, many times I think, when today all over the world, people talk about tolerance, we are the ones who said, not simply tolerance, we accept differences, we respect diversity. We are the ones who have repeated it, I repeat it again. We have said the entire universe, humanity, it's one family. We are the ones who have said, not a slogan, and reality, because we live that, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. So I think the point simply is that today, the need is obvious. You have begun this wonderful initiative. So many Hindu organizations have joined. Hindu has to be assertive today. And I think I simply want to also mention to Sushil ji that in battle of narratives, you have got now many young people in this country who have started writing using social media. At the present time, reaching out to decision makers, opinion makers, and articulating it in an elegant way, an alternative narrative, in order to see that we can correct all those misinformation and disinformation that is all around. So I simply want to give you one message, and that is that the world is looking for Hindus to have their own values, Hindus to have their own traditions, Hindus to have their culture become a beacon, that it give others that light that has for centuries in Sanatan Dharma given us a lead as to how we should live our life, how we should live in harmony with others. And I think today, what a wonderful beginning, what a very special day. And as we celebrate it, I simply want you to know that I'm looking forward to a day next year when many more countries, not simply in Canada, not simply in the United States, but Hindu Heritage Month becomes a tradition. Hindu Heritage Month becomes one of those salient features. It can be in New Zealand, it's in Australia, in the United Kingdom, in African countries. And Sumitra-ji, respected Sumitra-ji, who travels all around the world, I hope that he's going to share with us that the time has come. And so my congratulations. I'm looking forward to be a part of it. And as a servant, along with all of you, looking forward to see that Hindu Heritage Month becomes a very, very usual, normal feature, but a feature that's simply not Hindus, but others celebrate. That our culture has got its own imprint upon literature and all that we do. My Sadar Namaskar and Pranam to everybody.
Thank you, Professor Nanda, for making us aware of the importance and significance of celebrating Hindu Heritage Month. I'm really excited about the next section, where we will have 3 amazing musical performances to share with you. First, I would like to call Dr. Jai Bunsen to launch the new musical video on the occasion of Hindu Heritage Month. Over to you, Dr. Bunsen.
Thank you very much. Shri Vednandaji talked about a lot of beautiful things, but one thing that really caught my attention was he emphasized the concept of one world, one family. And I think that is very appropriate to the item that I'm going to introduce. So a great concept like Hindu Heritage Month had to have its very own theme song. With that simple idea, I had the pleasure and maybe a bit of an audacity to reach out to this highly accomplished and talented young lady, a second generation Hindu American. She's a lawyer in the US Department of Treasury, where she specializes in international law and foreign policy. And of course, she's a professional musician and a singer. It is with great pleasure that I invite Vindhya Adapa to say a few words about her team and her song titled One and the Same. Vindhya-ji.
Namaste, everyone. First off, can all of you hear me?
Yes, very well.
Okay, great, awesome, thank you. Thank you so much for those very kind words, JG, and thank you to everyone, to all of the organizers behind this beautiful initiative for giving us a platform to share our heritage and spread this message of unity and diversity. So basically, when I was writing the song, I typically sing in English, and I was thinking about, you know, what are some of the most important Sanskrit verses to me that have resonated with me, you know, as an Indian American, as a Hindu American, as someone who has, friends and so many, contacts and communities from all kinds of backgrounds. And I realized that this principle of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, though it is rooted in very ancient scripture and text, it is just so relevant to what our world is dealing with today. And it's always resonated with me. I think it's extremely progressive to, for any sort of spiritual tradition to say that the world is one family, and that essentially whenever we see separation between ourselves and others is really when we experience heartache. Recognizing the importance, I'm very passionate about youth. I'm very passionate about ensuring that our younger generations feel connected to their faith and to the motherland. Recognizing all of these concepts, I wrote this song called One and the Same, and it is essentially about the oneness and unity of people with the world and with each other. Before we launch it, I'd just like to give a couple of thanks to the integral members of my team who participated in this. First and foremost, I want to give a huge shout out and thanks to Mark Salud, who is the founder and CEO of Cinegang. It is a production company based out of New Jersey. The beautiful direction, cinematography, and editing you see in this video was all done by Mark. He's a one-man operation. Did an amazing job, and I'm sure we'll be working together a lot more in the future. Next, I'd like to give a shout out to Vinita Hazari, who is the featured dancer you'll see in this video. Vinita is a young Indian American and South Asian dancer who's just really lighting up the dance scene by fire and sort of is very connected to her roots and heritage. So thank you, Vinny, for your participation. And last but not least, I want to give a huge shout out to Ashish Bansal, who I see on the screen. And believe it or not, this is the first time we are actually seeing each other on screen. But Ashish, you are absolutely wonderful. We went through so many iterations of trying to mix and master the song, and the audio you're going to hear now, the quality of it is really due to his magnificent expertise and skill. So thank you, Ashish. So yeah, without further ado, I would like to hand it over to Jay Uncle to launch the video, and I hope you enjoy it. Sit back, relax, and let us know what you think afterwards. Namaste.
Thank you, Vindy. I think you'll love this video.
Hard to see the light when so much is wrong. My heart is welling up inside me, but with you right here by my side, we stand as one. You fill my heart with love and mercy. I see the fire in your eyes come shining through. Feels like God is speaking to me. Some people never realize the truth that we know. There is no difference from me to you. You see, I dream of a world where we fit right in, embracing every soul and their gorgeous skin. Can you feel the divine in this universe? Pounding inside you, sing this verse. Ayam nechaha paroveti ganana laghu chetasam udar charita nam tu vasudev kutumbakam. Ayam nechaha paroveti ganana laghu chetasam udar charita nam tu vasudev kutumbakam. I don't care what you did, where you're from, or what's your name. We stand together, one and the same. I'm walking on a road to peace beyond this place. My faith and truth will be what guides me. Just trying to help heal all the pain and give back grace. Yeah, we are stronger with unity. You see, I dream of a world that I can call home, where every person's connected and never alone. Can you feel the divine
Thank you, Bansalji, and thank you to the music video team for this beautiful theme song. As has been said, this music video was produced specifically for the inaugural program as a dedication to the celebration of Hindu heritage and culture. Now, the next item is a performance by Srimati Kadambari Adesh, and I would like to invite Srimati Vandana Sharma to introduce Kadambari Adesh, who happens to be her guru as well. Vandana ji, the floor is yours.
Please unmute yourself, Vandana ji.
Can you see me?
Yes.
Namaste, everyone. Kadambari Adesh is a musician, singer, and a performer, as well as a teacher based in Central Florida. She runs a music school and has taught hundreds of students over the years. She has numerous tracks and albums to her credit. The song she is performing today has been written by her father-in-law, Mahakavi Professor Hari Shankar Adesh ji. Kadambari ji is my guru as well. Kadambari ji.
Thank
you, Ji. Thank you so much. Pranam to all of you. Sabko namaste. Thank you for inviting us on this inaugural day function. Congratulations to all of us who have gotten this opportunity to celebrate our rich heritage on this month. We can talk a lot about our rich and very old Hindu heritage, but it sums up in this lovely, beautiful song, Hum Hindu Hain, which is appreciated and taken by Vishwa Hindu Parishad as well as many other prominent Hindu organizations when it was first released. The song is written by my father-in-law,
करते हैं सम्मान।
माता पिता और गुरुजन का करते हैं सम्मान।
भेदभाव की बात न करते, मानव सभी समान। निर्मल तन मन वचन हमारा करते हैं सत्कर्म।
निर्मल तन मन वचन हमारा करते हैं सत्कर्म।
वेद हमारे धर्म मूल है, शुद्ध हमारे कर्म।
हम हिंदू हैं, पालन करते सत्य सनातन धर्म।
हवन भजन जन्म में कभी न करते शर्म संध्या हवन भजन पूजन में कभी न करते शर्म वेद हमारे धर्म मूल है शुद्ध हमारे कर्म हम हिंदू हैं
a melodic framework of musical notes. Rag Sangeet is the foundation of our music. From Sanskrit chants to renditions of genres such as Dhrupad, Khyal, Kirtana, Bhajan, Rabindra Sangeet, Rag Sangeet has inspired the entire world with its potential to evoke deep human feelings and emotions. Ragas can create joy, love, and happiness. They can also bring great comfort during sadness. They can transport the human mind of both the performer and the listener to a higher state of consciousness. Music holds a very important place in our existence. It has always been an integral part of our everyday living. From being used for the purpose of worship in temples, it moved to royal courts, where it became a subject of fierce competitions between skilled musicians. Music has always been used for celebrations at homes, whether it be to celebrate childbirth or a wedding. Music has been used to motivate our brave soldiers in the battlefield. However, our music is not used just for the purpose of entertainment. It is an art form of the highest order that allows us to go deep within ourselves, to meditate and to engage deeply with sound. For Bharatvasis, Naad is Brahma, meaning sound is equated to God. Through centuries, our Bharatiya Sangeet has withstood the tides of time. We still sing bhajans composed by Tulsidas, Meera, Tyagaraja, Shyama Shastri, Dikshitar, Purandar Das. Our Rag Sangeet is revered all around the world and will continue to do so for centuries to come. I believe that what medicine is to the body, Rag Sangeet is to the human soul. I will now sing a bhajan which was pre-recorded a little earlier in the morning. It is from the movie Sant Tulsidas. In 1939, this movie was released. The lyrics are by Pandit Indra and the music is by music director Gyan Dutt. Thank you for listening. Namaste.
बन चले
Thank you, Suchita ji, for the beautiful musical performance and for enlightening us about the importance of music in the tradition and heritage of Hindus. Now, I would like to call upon my co-host Priya to coordinate the next session. Priya ji, over to you.
Thank you so much, Monica. Our previous speakers took us on a very reflective journey into the past. Our next set of speakers will take us on the path forward. To get us started, I would like to request Sri Ashok Chaugule ji to talk about where he sees the diaspora 50 years from now. Ashok Chaugule has a graduate degree in economics with statistics from Bristol University in the UK and post-graduation in business studies from Case Western University in the United States. Upon his return to India, he joined the family business and has looked after various portfolios. Presently, he oversees the shipbuilding operations of his business. He became active with the Vishwa Hindu Parishad in Bharat, starting from 1990. Under the guidance of hardworking supporters like Ashok Singhal ji, he has written about the socio-cultural issues of Hindutva, in particular regarding the Sri Ram Janmabhoomi movement. Presently, he is one of the vice presidents of the Vishwa Hindu Parishad. Over to Sri Chaugule ji.
Ashok, you have to unmute.
Namaste. My sadhana pranams to all those who are attending this momentous event. I would like to congratulate the Hindus who have worked hard to get so many states in the United States of America to declare October as the Hindu Heritage Month. This recognition shows the respect the Hindus in America have been able to generate about Hinduism. It's going to be an exciting month of October. I've been asked to speak on where I would like to see the Hindus to be as part of the world community in the years to come. On this occasion, it's only befitting to recall what Swami Viganandaji said at the World Parliament of Religions in 1890s. These words have guided him in his mission to spread the philosophy of Hinduism, and they can be a guide to us today in 2021 and beyond. He said, "It has been one of the principles of my life not to be ashamed of my own ancestors. I'm proud to call myself a Hindu. I'm proud that I'm one of your unworthy servants. I'm proud that I am a countryman of yours, you the descendants of the most glorious rishis the world." I'm one of the proudest men ever born, but let me tell you frankly, it is not for myself, but on account of my ancestry. It has been said that the Hinduism can be a Vishwa Guru. It is not said on the basis of any arrogance, nor is it meant to minimize this other civilizations and culture. Being pro-Hindu is not about being anti-anyone else, a concept that is embedded in the shloka, Ekam Sat Viprabhodha Vadanti. There is one eternal truth, there are many ways to reach it, and this shloka was popularized by Swami Vigananda on the world stage. To achieve this, I would like to suggest a couple of concepts that we can propagate as the starting point. The first is an emphasis on kartavya, loosely translated as duties, over that of adhikar, loosely translated as rights. Around 1940, Mahatma Gandhi was asked about his views on the Charter of Rights. He responded and said there should be a Charter of Duties instead, and added that rights will follow as spring follows winter. Rights of a person has to be legislated, while one's duties are generally understood by each person. Furthermore, rights of two persons can clash. Duties will never clash. This will lead to a situation where justice will be done and not merely that the law is upheld. A second concept that we need to talk about is what Bhaiya Joshi, who recently retired as the General Secretary of the National Salvation Fund, has suggested as the national level meeting of Vishwa Federation. He said that India should not aspire to be a superpower, but a responsible and accountable nation. There can at best be two superpowers, but every nation, irrespective of its size, measured by whatever criteria, can be a responsible and accountable power. Where there are one or two superpowers, the world will always be in a state of tension. In a world consisting of responsible and accountable nations, there will be harmony and equality. There are, of course, other concepts that we can talk about, and all this can go in parallel so that there is a general acceptance by all in a very short time. Being a living civilization, the Hindus can draw upon the wisdom of the past to use it for the present. Thus, when we talk about yoga, we are talking about a tradition that has been handed over to us some 5,000 years ago or more. When we talk about the teachings of Gita, we are talking about what has been handed over to us over a few millennia. Every philosopher has written his or her own commentary on the Gita to ensure that it offers its lessons for the modern times and thus becomes continuously dynamic. Despite attempts to present a picture to the contrary, Hindus have proved that they earnestly like to assimilate in this society, even as they keep their traditions alive. Thus, in America, Hindus are materially prosperous, even as they build their places of worship, which always doubles as the places of spiritual solace and keeping our ancient wisdom alive. Over the coming month and more, I'm sure that the Hindus are looking forward to showcase the heritage way. Hindus believe in building upon the heritage for a better future and not waste their time in dismantling anything. Namaste and Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram. Thank you, Chowdhury for sharing your vision about the process
Very importantly, Hindus need to organize to excel in spreading the knowledge of dharma and spirituality in all walks of human life. Is all of this possible? Maryada Purushottam Sri Ram has said the ideal. Narad Muni describes Sri Ram as Rakshita Jiva Lokasya Dharmasya Parirakshita Rakshita Swasya Dharmasya Swajanasya Cha Rakshita, which means Sri Ram could not only practice and protect his own dharma, not only his own people, but he protected dharma everywhere and he protected the entire universe. Now, this is the goal of Hindu organization. From protecting ourselves and our interests to taking care of the entire world, thinking of the entire world is the purpose of Hindu organization. But how can we achieve this? First off, it is to awaken Hindus to the higher purpose, the common mission taught to us by our rishis, acharyas, shravakas, bhikkhus and gurus. It is to awaken all human beings to the truth of divinity of Atman and the spiritual oneness of the universe. Second, we need great many grassroots efforts to reach out to all Hindus of diverse backgrounds to instill pride, impart education and inculcate values about our dharma. Then it is to create effective forums and networks in all walks of life, whether it is religion, art, science and technology, education, economy, media, and so on and so forth. All kinds of efforts from local to international, all of them are important, all of them have a certain value. Of course, to achieve all this, we need to create leaders. Leaders who are selfless, courageous, sensitive, non-egotistic, and competent. Leadership that has a long-term vision, is strategic and forward-looking in thinking, who can positively motivate all. In the leadership, style, tyag and seva are the watchwords of Hindus. Now we can see all this happening more and more. In spite of all the challenges in our times, Hindus are organizing everywhere and getting better and better at it. Whether it is the local Hindu Sangathan Divas, Hindu Mandir Executive Conference, the Hindu Organizations, Temples and Associations Forum, and the World Hindu Congress, from local to international level, these forums are creating that effective networking and the Hindu ecosystem. This very Hindu Heritage Month celebration is one great example of this coming together of many organizations in the spirit of cooperation and keeping a broad vision. It is true, we truly believe that Hindu jage to Vishwa jage. And hence, it is extremely important that Hindus get stronger, vibrant, and march forward with the philosophy of Vishwa Kalyan, and that is world welfare. I believe that to achieve all the great noble ideas that we have, organizing better and better, becoming effective, having effective leadership is the most important endeavor of our times, and I believe that we are on the right path with the right speed. Once again, thank you very much for having me on this program, and congratulations for a great beginning of the Hindu Heritage Month. Looking forward to the month-long celebrations. Namaste.
Thank you so much, Soumitra ji, for letting us know about the ways by which we can be organized to better serve our community. So before I call upon my next host, Mahapula, I would kindly request everyone who is not speaking to be muted because there was a lot of background noise that was coming. So Maha, over to you.
Thank you, Priya. Namaste and Hari Om to everyone. My name is Maha, and I'm going to host I'm between you and your sleep for those of you that are in the US. Earlier in the program, we heard about the importance and significance of music in Hinduism. You heard performances, and you heard some amazing singers, musicians and artists. Now, our next speaker will talk a little bit about, and she's dressed and ready to show us as well and to demonstrate the role of Indian classical dance forms and divinity. I know Srimati Ranjini Sehgalji, who's going to be performing. She's a fellow Bostonian, and I've had the opportunity to see her many times in the past. But for those of you that are not, that have not familiar with her, let me introduce her to you. Ranjini Sehgal is the executive director of the Ekal Vidyalaya Foundation of the United States. She's also the co-founder of a bi-weekly South Asian e-magazine called Lokwani, and I'm sure many of you have heard about it, especially if you're looking for apartments in the neighborhood, and is the founder of one of the oldest schools of Indian classical dancing in Boston. Additionally, at a time when we all look at priests, qualified priests who traditionally be men, she's broken the mold, and she's also a qualified priestess, if I may say so. Welcome, Srimati Ranjini Sehgalji. Would love to hear from you now.
Namaste. Kunita Guruvanam Kovai Chavayil Kuneshiripum Panita Jadayum Pavanam Ponil Pavanil Yinittamudani Yadittavapadamum Kanapetran Yin Manittapiraviyum Venduvade Immanilate. The great Shaivite saint Thirunavukarasar says that if during our human birth we get a brief glimpse of the vision of the divine dancer with his matted locks, his smiling lips, with ashes all over his body, and his Abhaya Hasta blessing all those who come to his uplifted foot, then we have indeed attained salvation. The relationship between the divine and the dance in Hindu tradition is very unique. God himself is seen as a dancer, be that in the form of Nataraja or as Lord Krishna doing the Rasa Leela. Dance also has divine origin because it was given to the world by Brahma himself, the creator, who presented the Natya Veda to Bharata. Natya Veda is the fifth Veda, which is actually a beautiful vehicle to take the secret messages embedded in the other four Vedas and make them accessible to the common person. Of course, dance itself, which is a very important part of Natya, was given to the world by Lord Shiva, who presented the Tandava, which is all the geometrical movements and the pure dance that you see, and Lasya, that was given to the world by Parvati, that included the very important aspect of Abhinaya. The Indian dancer is a storyteller who uses not just the Tandava, the geometrical patterns and music to tell the stories, to bring the secrets of the Vedas accessibly to all, but most importantly uses bhava, that is emotions and expressions, to evoke the right rasa in the audience. Thus, when you watch an Indian dancer, not only is your intellect satisfied by learning about the stories, but your heart, your feelings are also experiencing divinity, and you get the anubhava of the rasa. The Natya Veda was then translated into a shastra, or a book, a scientific book, a manual for learning dance and music, and from that treatise emerged 8 different forms of classical dance. This includes Bharatanatyam, Kuchipudi, Kathakali and Mohiniyattam in the south. It has Manipuri, Odissi and Satariya in the east, and of course Kathak in the north. Now, all these forms, while they may have different angika, that is different stylistic way of presenting their body, different Vachika, the words might be different, the costumes may look very different. I am wearing a Bharatanatyam costume, but the costumes may be different. But the inner spirit, the Sattvikam that is used to tell the story has always to be Shivam, that which brings about enlightenment in its audience. Now, Indian divinity is very unique. All our gods are always smiling. So our dancers also always smile. This is very unique to Hindu tradition. Another very unique thing about an Indian dancer, she wears the bells. And the bells are used to amplify the message of the divine dance that is going on. The great South Indian poet Vednanda says, the world is nothing but the dance of the divine, Tandava of the divine. What is our role in it? To be a small, beautiful Huru Genji that is sweet, that amplifies the right message, the divine message of God. So I would like to conclude by praying that all of us become beautiful Genji, beautiful bells that always amplify the message of the divine in the right way that our Hindu ancestors taught us. Om Namah Shivaya.
That was fantastic. I don't know if there's any words that can describe how beautifully Ranjini ji was able to bring. Indeed, was beautifully done, eloquent as she's always been, and so expressive in her, her words, her movement, everything, so expressive that even if you are not a fan of Indian classical dance, and I'm not sure why you would not be, you would still love to hear her and see more of her performances sometime in the future. Thank you so much, Ranjini ji, for so eloquently describing the connection between Indian classical dance and divinity. We've been speaking about art in various forms. We've spoken about music. We also now look at the connection between divinity and dance. But we also know that there's another form of art that has been used for centuries to pass on our heritage from one generation to the next. Madhubani art form is one such art, and we have someone very special with us to tell us a little bit about preserving artistic traditions across generations. I'm going to introduce to you Srimati Sunanda Sahai. Srimati Sunanda Sahai has been painting in Madhubani style, a traditional art form of North India, for the last 25 years. She's the recipient of various awards and accolades from the state and local organizations. For years now, Sunandaji has been teaching students from all over the USA. Welcome, Sunandaji, to this auspicious beginning. We'd love to hear from you a little bit about how you've been able to take this tradition that has been preserved over generations and brought it all the way to 2021.
Thank you, Maha. Namaste, everyone. What an inspiring evening, listening to so many masters of their field. Today I'm here to talk about the ancient and traditional paintings that I practice and how it's being preserved and transferred to next generations in the USA. So what is traditional art? Traditional art is the soul of a culture. It's rooted in the finest traditions of any cultures and mirrors the deepest aesthetic values of the culture. Traditional art is a creative expression of the deepest value of the culture, and so as long as the culture continues, the traditional art continues, and it's a connection that always stays. The art form that I actively practice and teach is popularly known as Madhubani or Mithila painting, a traditional art form of North Bihar, and is almost 2,500 years old, preserved among families and transferred mainly from mothers to daughters. When I lived in Mithila, I had no reason to worry about preserving or transferring the art to the next generation because we were always surrounded by the art in various ways, as painting or through rituals and festivals. The younger folks had been steeped into the art as much as I had been. There is a continuous art that carries forward the cultural traditions as well as the traditional art through time without any extra effort. That changes when we change places very rapidly. When I moved from Mithila, I suddenly found myself distant from some of the keen aspects that defines the heritage that I was living in the middle of Mithila. The gulf seems even bigger now that I have moved to the US. Now, in order to continue to remind myself of the stories, rituals, culture, and the traditions that affected me and surrounded me all the time, now the vehicle that reminds me of these traditions is my art. It's certainly not enough to keep and preserve the paintings inside a museum or gallery. To continue our rich heritage and traditions, we need to pass it on to others and share it for its continuity. And the key to this continuity is practice. We need to practice it on a regular basis to keep it alive and going. That's when people learn the real value of the art. Students choose the stories from Ramayana and Mahabharata and the other ancient books that is closest to their heart, resonates with their values and aligns with the philosophy, and that is what they really want to paint. That is where the traditional art is very different from the modern or contemporary art. The traditional art tells the meaningful and timeless stories of our culture and heritage. And this is how our students explore and learn the deeper meanings, principles, and the philosophy behind our culture. Practicing the traditional art builds our connections to our past, our social values, beliefs, customs, and traditions, and thus allowing us to identify ourselves with others and deepen our sense of unity and belonging. So now here in US, I'm not only passing on my art form, but the traditions and culture as well. We discuss the stories of our epics and what is the message or philosophy behind it. The importance of intangible cultural heritage is not the cultural manifestation itself, but rather the wealth of knowledge and skills that is transmitted through it from one generation to another. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sunandaji, for your inspiring talk and the information and practices that will help us preserve traditions such as this through many generations in the future. For our next speaker, we're going to be talking a little bit about empowering women in our community. Hindu tradition has always empowered women in the community, much contrary to popular belief that we don't. Women have always held a special place in history. Our next speaker, Dr. Imrani Ram Prasad, will share her views on women's empowerment. But before that, a little introduction. Dr. Indraniji is a fourth-generation born person of Indian origin from Trinidad. In 2013, the government of Trinidad and Tobago awarded her the National Award Gold in the category of Women in Development. She's an independent scholar, journalist, educator, and Pandita. She has a special interest in the Ramayana traditions, Ram Leela and Ram Dila, Indian and Hindu culture, social justice, gender, and identity. Now retired, she serves on the Cultural Committee of the Ayodhya Research Institute. Welcome, Dr. Imrani Ram Prasad ji. Over to you.
Namaste. Ram Ram, Sita Ram, from my part of the world, that's our greeting, Madam Chairperson. It's wonderful being with you. Congratulations to the Vishwa Hindu Parishad of America for conceptualizing and adding the Hindu Heritage Month to the Hindu calendar. It's a great opportunity to assert our identity that has been subsumed in an amorphous Asian identity, or equated with the narrowness of a religious identity, one book and a set of rules to follow, characteristic of the Abrahamic religions. We are not that. The Indian diaspora is the largest in the world, some 18 million. Hindu Heritage Day is an opportunity to connect across the world, to see and hear the diverse expressions of Dharma by our sisters and brothers in India, the descendants in the diaspora, and those who have converted into the fold. The 19th century British rulers and elite Indians in India painted India as a poor, depraved, lost people headed for hell. Our women were oppressed and needed to be free of the Hindu male. We could be saved through the European Enlightenment ideas that were shrouded in Christianity. Hindu men and women, that's what they told us. But we know that Hindu men and women share a healthy, complementary union as Shiva and Shakti. Hindu women are not equal to Hindu men. We are held to be higher. And I encourage women to remember this and speak about it. The men, they hold us up as higher in status. We are the Shakti in the husband-wife relationship. And as the mother queen of the home, we rule. We respect both the male and female. We are incomplete without each other. Without doubt, human beings are oppressed all over the world, but it is not a characteristic of Hinduism, where women hold a status higher than the male. We celebrate feminine power. We celebrate the triad of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva with their feminine counterparts. This male-female duality is the natural order of creation. We remember the iconic Ardhanishwara of Shiva Shakti, a unity that is reenacted in Hindu marriages, when the Dulaha becomes Vishnu or Ram, and the Dulahin becomes Lakshmi or Sita. Our sacred writings speak of strong women, like Durga. In the Saptashati, we are told that women are aspects of the Devi. Rishi Vag in the Rig Veda speaks of being the sovereign queen of the universe and the giver of wealth. The Yajurveda speaks of women being invincible, victorious, and having the heroic Shakti or power 1,000 times over. Artists have celebrated the mother goddess as a giver of life, as a nurturer, companion to the male, overseer of the tribe, and maintainer of the equilibrium in social and cosmic life. When she loses balance, as indicated by Kali in her ferocious manifestation, then creation itself is threatened. Manusmriti tells us of women being the means of progeny, bringing forth children, the lineage, and therefore women are auspicious and to be respected. It reminds us in families where women are honored, we call those men devatas. Where women are not honored, that family never sees happiness. No religious rites bear fruit where in families where women are not happy. And there's rapid destruction of families where women suffer. We can never forget a Shabari, a Sita Mata, a Kunti, Draupadi, Mandorari, Ahilya, Damayanti, Savitri, Mirabai, Jhansi Ki Rani, Anandamai, Rani Durgavati, and so many others. And the Vedic Rishikas like Ghosh, Maitreyi, Gagi, Ariti, Indrani, Lopamudra, Urvesh, and so many others. As we enter Navratri and Diwali's sacred time, let's reflect more on the power of the feminine in our great Dharma traditions. Women are natural nurturers. Let's nurture the children so they continue the lineage of the ancestors and our rich, ancient, and noble Dharma traditions across space and time. Om Namaste.